We've been talking a lot about the fact that in September and October, those are typically bad months for the market. We knew we fell into correction after going up for 6 months for the first half of this year. And so the question that I'm going to be posing today is the market giving us clues that we are not going down anymore, that we are actually going to go back up and retest the high on some of our favorite stocks? So should we be shifting from a bearish to a bullish view? I'm going to take you into a handful of stocks and crypto today that do signal that there's the potential for a bullish move ahead. This is the Stocks with Josh show. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you to all of those who already hit the like. I'm doing daily stock and crypto videos, giving insights and analysis on top stocks, top crypto each and every day. Hit the subscribe and the YouTube all notification bell if you need some help predicting these turbulent markets. If we go over to the crypto heat map, we see that everything's green. Bitcoin's having a nice day. A buddy of mine last night sent me a text message where he basically showed me that he had mapped out all of the liquidation levels for Bitcoin. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically the price where people that are trading on leverage are stuck. It means that if they were bearish and they were believing that Bitcoin was going to capitulate and come down to 20K, they took a leverage position at a specific level so that if it then broke above that level, they would get liquidated, which means that the money that they had staked would get pulled over and become owned by the exchange, and they would end up with zero. And so Bitcoin pushing up right now is not what people were expecting. There's an entire list of people at different price ranges that are slowly getting liquidated. And here's what I found interesting after I looked at this text message that he sent me, is that it really matched up with some of the technicals that I last provided you guys on Bitcoin. So let me just quickly review what those were. And I put in there the liquidation levels that he sent me just so you could see where we would likely be going and why it would likely climb to those levels. Let's look at the chart together. Okay, I created this box for you guys to show that Bitcoin, when it entered up into this box, it entered into the first phase of the Bitcoin bull run, which is to move out of bear territory and back into bull territory, which it has been since March of 2023. Now, I've defined this range on the low end as 25,500 and on the high end as 31,800. And the last time I talked about this, I told you guys that we were largely going to move within this range. Now, we came out once before back here in June. We broke beneath it on a red day, but immediately got a green day that pushed us all the way back up to the top of this range, establishing that this was the range that we were going to stay within. Then in recent days, we came down, we moved along the bottom of the range, got everybody nice and bearish, and then we broke beneath it. We came down and hit an absolute critical liquidation level, which was the 24,900. Since then, we reversed and we're slowly moving up, breaking through and hitting all of these bear liquidation levels. And I want to point out which ones are ahead of us. We have 27,400 ahead, which just seems very likely that it'll be hit. Then above that, we have 28,500. That's going to be the second liquidation level. And what's interesting about that is the last target of resistance that I gave you guys that I felt that Bitcoin would pull back up and touch was 28,900. And so the target that I gave and these liquidation levels seem to be in line. I thought you guys would find that interesting. I think that Bitcoin is going to always be faking people out. I think it's going to push up right now to at least 28,900. It's going to take out those two liquidation levels that are above, and then it's very possible that we're going to come back down. One of the other last things that I said to you guys about Bitcoin over the next couple months is that it's going to largely be moving within this range, largely moving sideways. Now, could we have a big capitulation moment which causes this to flash down to 24K? Absolutely possible, but the closer and closer we get to the halving event, which is next year, the more likely that this is going to be trending up to the top of the range. And we're going to be back at 31,900, never getting to the 10K, 12K, or even the 20K that a lot of people keep telling me it's going to get to. I'm not saying that we won't have some turbulence ahead. We're going to continue to operate in this sideways motion, largely continuing to knock out these various liquidation levels from either the perma bears or the perma bulls. That's largely what we're going to expect from Bitcoin moving forward. So right now it's moving up. And then the thing that you guys want to take away, you stock traders, is that if I'm right and Bitcoin is moving up back to 28,900, we're going to still see the miners continue to do well over the next couple of days. They'll continue to climb as long as Bitcoin climbs. And then we're going to have to make a decision once it gets to around that 28,900 level, whether it wants to go back to the top of the range or whether it's going to go back down and test the bottom of the range. If it goes back down, the miners will go back down. down. So keep that in mind. Thank you, Mark, for sharing that data with me. All right, let's head over to the S&P 500 heat map. Let's kind of take a look at some of the stocks that are winning and some of the stocks that are losing. Well, obviously, we can see it's a largely green day, so there's not too many losers out there. I wanted to touch base on Tesla and some of the predictions that I've made on Tesla and what I'm seeing in the charts right now on Tesla. I can just tell you guys, Tesla is showing some pretty good strength today, and I think that we're at a deciding moment on Tesla. I think that if we actually break above and close above 278, it's actually going to signal that we're going to go up to 292. And if we get up to 292 and we hold that level, we're absolutely going to go back and retest the local all-time high for Tesla. That's what I'm seeing in the charts. Now, if we fall and we don't close above 278, then I think we're going to find support back at 264. But right now, when I'm looking at the charts today, Tesla's looking strong, so we're going to watch it going into the close. If we get above that 278 today or tomorrow, this thing is going right now back to 292 and possibly to 300. That's what I'm going to be watching for Tesla. All right, I've got a couple other interesting stocks to go over with you guys today, but let me take a quick station break for the Moomoo investment app. If you need better trade tools, this zero cost to trade platform is available in the US, Australia, and Canada. Canada, just pre-registration, but right now here in the US, they're giving away up to 16 free stocks for opening and funding an account. Now, there's a link in the top pinned comment as well as the description of this video. You can click on that link to see all the details about the offer that's available for you. I use Moomoo every single day. I love their news. I love their free level 2 data. And they've got 8 conditional order types, a free stock screener, and they've got the earnings calendar that I prefer to use to track companies' earnings in earnings season. And I host a chat group on the app. I call it Stock Josh Fam. It's a free chat group. So get your free stock, get your cash, come find us over in that chat group. And I also want to shout out the Patreon that I created with the Stock Squad. That's Stockmo, Keenan Grace, and Stock Up with Larry Jones. All 4 of us in that Discord yesterday talked about a portfolio that we're going to begin to actively trade. Each of us gave 2 stock picks, and we're going to be showing our buys and our sell orders, and we're going to be actively trading those 2 stocks, starting off with a small dollar amount. We're only going to be doing $1,000 per stock, and we're going to be picking 5 stocks. And so I love some of the trade and investment ideas that the rest of the Stock Squad shared. I was excited about them, listening to their logic on them. I'm going to trade those along with them and provide technicals for my own stocks that I'm trading. You guys could probably guess which stocks I'm going to be trading, but you got to join the Patreon to see that for yourselves and to follow that journey. Check out the link in the top pinned comment for the Patreon. Now, Apple, you guys know that I've always treated it like an indicator because the smart money, Warren Buffett's of the world, the big investment firms, they're all in Apple. So what we see with Apple can be a pretty strong indicator of what they're intending to do with the rest of the market. And here's what I'm seeing right now with Apple. We came down, we made that low right around 172. Since then, we pulled all the way back up to 188. And then we've come all the way back down. And then I told you guys yesterday that we were largely going to probably find support at 174, which would be a bounce zone, which it was. Now, here's the important thing I want you guys to understand. If we break through 174, we will then be going down and lower beneath the recent low, and that would take us to 168.90. And if that happens, it tells you that moving forward for the rest of this year and going into next year, that Apple's going to continue to be in a volatile environment, likely not to go back to its all-time high, that largely we're moving into distribution and we could be facing a moment of decline later on. However, if that 174 holds and that was the higher low, it tells you that Apple could go all the way back up to 200 and actually make a new high still this year. And so I'm going to be watching this very carefully, see what happens. We're at a very critical moment. If 174 holds going into the end of this week and also into next week, then that's very exciting because it leaves a ton of room for us to move higher. And the market's telling you that we're not going to be going into a crash mode, that this was only a correction. That's one of the first clues that I'm going to take from the Apple chart. I also want to leave you guys with some brief thoughts on Eli Lilly because Eli Lilly is continuing to show strength. But it's continuing to show strength at an extremely elevated overbought level. And so I think we are days away from a capitulation moment. But I just want you guys to remember what I said. This thing could shoot all the way up to 612, give us a rejection candle. And that's the spot when it gets way up. That's where I'm going to consider taking the put positions. Now, I own a couple puts that I'm using simply to track the price and to watch it every day, but we don't have a rejection candle yet to go short or to buy puts on Eli Lilly, because right now it's showing strength. And so this thing looks like it's going to push into that 612 range, and then I'm going to be looking for it to fall apart, and then I'll be looking to get the confirmation at each level going down. I've given you guys those levels. I'll add to my position if it breaks and closes beneath 578, add to my position if it broke and closed beneath 558, and ultimately I'd be looking to take profits when it came down to 490 or 463. That's the basic game plan with Eli Lilly, but right now the stock is looking great. It's looking bullish. Looks like it wants to go up. So scalps to the upside until we get above 6.5, 6.6, all the way up to 6.12. Then to the downside on Eli Lilly. It's still looking like a strong stock. If anything changes on these stocks, I'll let you guys know in the Patreon. Those are my thoughts for today. I appreciate you guys joining me. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the YouTube all notification bell to keep getting daily stock and crypto insights. Hope you guys are all having a profitable day. Peace and blessings. I'll see you in the next video.